So, the FIFA World Cup has passed yet again, and everyone has repped their countries in celebration as we journeyed to the finals. Personally, my family is from Argentina, and thus I had smacked blue stripes, a sun, and the number 10 on everything I possibly could. As I'm making this video, the winner hasn't been decided yet, so I'll leave a space here to record my response to whatever happened. I am disgusted. I am disappointed. I vow to never eat another croissant for the next 4 years until we can beat their asses again in the next World Cup. I don't care if Messi might not be there to carry the team. I am furious, and my rage alone will uphold our victory. Oh yeah, and congrats to France for winning. My mother's side is the one that is from Argentina, La Plata to be exact. Thus, I have been raised with the according ideals. Some key rules being things such as barbecues are a suitable celebration for every occasion, no exceptions, mate must travel with you everywhere you go, and, speaking of the World Cup, football is love, football is life. Miss me with that casual fan shiznit, we go hard! We represent, and we celebrate. So yeah, Argentina. Nobody can ignore the classic parts of being raised in a Latin American household, such as the smell of fabuloso after a day of cleaning, the fear of seeing a chancleta getting kicked off a foot, ja, and getting hurt only to be healed by the ass of a frog and viva Poru. Sana, sana, colita de rana, se no sana hoy, sanará mañana. Not to mention the food. Oh god, the food. Nothing compares to some good empanadas and meat doused in chimichurri, paired with some nice hot mate and a pound of dulce de leche for dessert. The height of luxury. There's one thing I'm sure a good chunk of you are familiar with, and that would be getting chills down your spine from a corset and aches in your toes from your heels. I'm talking about quinceañeras, people. For those of you that don't know, it's essentially a Latino version of a Sweet 16, but celebrated when you turn 15 instead, and a little more traditional.
Tradition! Tradition!
Truly an extravagant experience. I had one myself, wanting to carry on the tradition and to let my mother live vicariously through me since she never got to have one of her own back in Argentina. With following the tradition came the poofy white dress that my mom and I fix up with accents ourselves, and cheesy photo ops. I knew going into it that it would be a little corny, but I'm glad I did it since I know in future years, even now since I find myself from even yesterday cringeworthy, I'll get to look back and make fun of myself. Everybody needs embarrassing pictures of themselves from their younger years. I'm looking at you middle schoolers dressing like you're 20 and doing makeup like you're a beauty guru. Ugh. How? It's not fair. Moving on, one problem that arises is that me being significantly paler than my mother leads to some confusion in whether I'm actually connected to all this. Aw, how cute. Are you the nanny? No, she's my child. Oh. Is she adopted? No, I gave birth to her. Then why does she look nothing like you? It's because my dad gave me all the genes for my appearance, okay? People think I'm an alien baby next to my mother, but put me next to my dad, and I'm like an exact clone. Being raised by, yes, my actual mother, inevitably led me to learning a good chunk of Castellano. I have learned plenty of Spanish over the years, but I am by no means fluent enough to speak at the Mach 5 speeds I hear everyone else speak. A good way to describe it would be I can impress people who have never been exposed to more than elementary school classes, but stick me in a room of all my mother's childhood friends and I kind of panic. But hey, at least I can use it to, 1, hit on people. Mi amor, eres mi pequeño cabrón.
Oh my, how fancy.
2, talk crap without people knowing. So yeah, and then we... Dios mío, chica, cállate, por favor, estás el dolor del mundo. Another less hostile example would be when I managed to call my friend little shit for a week straight before I told her what it meant. Hey, what's up, mierdita?
Nothing much. Say, you've been calling me that name for a while now. Does it mean anything?
And 3, using the more logical benefits of being slightly bilingual, like translating for people or having an edge on a job application. You know, the boring stuff. Don't go thinking I won't understand if people start talking caca behind my back, though. My tongue may be slow, but I'm plenty able to translate speedy talkers. But hey, all this chit-chat about all I've been raised with, but not once have I mentioned actually being in the country. Let's change that. Renew my passport. Get on that 10-hour plane ride. Hit up my abuelos. We're going for a ride. And now, I present my actual Argentina escapades. Such journeys range from getting my mind blown by bagged milk, dogs, a lot of them. But they're all stray, so it's actually really sad. I hope they're okay. Watching ants carry food in swarms way bigger than I was used to. For like 2 hours. I also, helped some of them.
Hello, mister. Do you need some help carrying that? Wait, no! What are you doing?
Cooking in the giant grill in the backyard. Like I said, BBQ 24/7. Also, holy moly, the backyard. That place is a jungle. Admittedly, when I went back to La Plata recently, it wasn't as big as I remember, but still, it's wild. There's a lemon tree and flowers and overgrown grass everywhere. Ugh, so beautiful. There's also horseback riding, but not the kind on some lame trail walking at 2 miles per hour. No. Over there, they give you a horse and just let you loose on the acres of land. Free to ride, free to go as fast as you want. God, it's awesome. My fondest memory is when it was my first time riding, and the other kids riding around had taught me how to make my horse go faster by using a stick to hit their hindquarters. Well, long story short, I ripped a stick off a tree, and the second that I touched that stick to the horse, I went flying. I'm surprised I even managed to stay on, but it certainly wasn't without effort. Deberíamos ayudarla. Nah, está bien. Yes, that may have been a little dangerous. And yes, the first time I rode was when I was like 8 with no riding experience, but shh, it's fine. To go on a weird tangent, I distinctly remember this one guy I made friends with who was like the nephew of the stableman or something, I don't know, but he kept pulling these ridiculous tricks to show me. Keep in mind, I think he was no older than 10. I'm talking things like standing on the saddle while riding full speed or jumping over massive piles of wood. Zero chill. The weirdest part of that whole ordeal is my family never forgot about it, mainly because they thought it was hilarious to tease me about the fact that I apparently had some sort of crush on him. What can I say? I guess even my younger self had a taste for bad boys. The more recent stories come from just a few months ago, this trip coming after 6 years of not going. I was so hyped that every second I was there, I just tried to burn the images into my retinas. Fun fact, when I try to cherish a moment, I usually end up becoming an android and try to scan the area I'm in. Just trying to absorb the scene to the highest degree. I probably look really weird doing it. Anyways, back to the stories. The family has come on an adventure to the supermercado in search of the products we can't get back in the US. There's a certain factor of economics that makes pesos significantly cheaper than the American dollar, so we were able to get a crap ton of stuff for almost half the price, if not more. As we were browsing, picking up stuff that we needed, Me finding these mint gummies from my childhood that everyone I know hates except for me. And then we came across the mate aisle. It was just a wall, as far as the eye could see, of Taragui, yerba mate, whatever other brand, just so much of it. Mate is one of those things that we can get back at home, but not only is it expensive, by no means is it as big of a part of life as it is in Argentina. Almost everyone you saw was sipping through a bombilla and carrying a thermos around, doing the whole communal thing where you pass it around. It's great. But moving on, we come back from the store and start packing things up. The funniest part about all this, for those that don't know, is that mate consists of fine green tea leaves. Green leaves. It's also stored in rectangular paper bags, which we wrapped up in some sort of cover when we packed them away in the suitcases so that we could smuggle them across the border, trying to avoid paying taxes and whatnot. Shh. It'll be our little secret. What President Cheeto doesn't know won't hurt him. Now think for a second. What do you think a border control officer, one that likely isn't even aware of what mate is, might think of seeing green leaves wrapped in a suitcase? I'll let y'all think about this for a moment, and if you still haven't figured it out, it's probably for the better that I don't describe it any further. Stay innocent. The final story happened while I was driving back through the city to get on the flight home. I was looking out the window, just trying to take in every detail of the buildings and such, when I hear the distant sound of yelling and music. I look up. What could it be? My questions were blessed with an answer as a line of buses blasting music began to drive by. Filled with what, you ask? Dozens of people hanging out the windows, all dressed in jerseys and waving massive flags while yelling their asses off, likely hyping up the World Cup that had not started yet. Beautiful. As much as I love Argentina, it's also fun to hear about everyone else's cultures and what it meant for the little things in their life. I wonder what goes down with, Germans or the French, even though they beat Argentina, so I'm still very salty. But, really anybody else. Let me know. What quirky thing from your nationality do you know about? Anyways, yeah, I'll see you later. Also, I'm really sorry, but I had my air conditioner running while I was recording, and now half the video has basically messed up audio. I'm so sorry, but I'm not re-recording, several hours of work. But yeah, thank you.